AgXplore. I've got Mr. Ben Westendorf here with me. Ben, let's dive into your background. Let's dive into how you got here, what led you here. I know I'm throwing a lot of questions at you right now, but let's dive into our first conversation. And would you mind to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Ben Westendorf. I come out of Central Iowa, right around the Ames area. I was just born with a passion for agriculture. Every decision I've made in my life so far has been based on agriculture, going with where I can grow the most.
So you worked for a technology company, correct?
Yep.
Would you mind to talk briefly about your time there and go into your transition here?
Sure. Yeah. So my first 2 years out of college was spent at a really great small co-op, learning the ins and outs of ag retail. From there, I got a good understanding of how technology worked in the ag retail industry. I took a step into the technology world for the last couple of years, where I was then approached by you with an opportunity to come be a part of the plant nutrition side of agriculture again.
So this is going to be a simple answer and a question, but how did our process start between me and you?
Really simple. It was just a message asking if I was interested in the role. And I pursued it.
Yeah. So we hopped on the phone, we talked a bit. Would you mind to guide us through that interview process? What you had a more unique interview process, right?
Yeah.
You want to kind of dive into that a little bit?
So it started, like I said, with a message, and of which I said, I'm not really sure, but I'd be happy to hear it out, and start with a phone call, then with you for quite a while, actually, probably over an hour, and just talking about the company and what the role should look like. Then from there, met with a fellow salesman, or agronomist rather. We had a good conversation just regarding what the company's like, regarding what the position looks like. From there, it got even more unique. I was invited to a regional meeting with all the salesmen, which was a very unique situation, but it was a good opportunity to find out what kind of culture there was at AgXplore and how all the salesmen interacted with each other, and honestly just figure out more about the products.
Yeah, so we brought Ben into a actual sales meeting with a lot of our team, and I believe, I wasn't there for it, I believe we all stood up and said what it meant to be an AgXplore employee, right?
Yes, that was correct.
Yep. And so you and I had a conversation or two after that. I think things went pretty well there.
Yep.
And then what happened on our Zoom call with me, you, and our head of HR?
So Zach and I have a mutual love for Basset Hounds.
That's right.
I have a Basset Hound named Tucker. He's my whole world, and he made an appearance on our very first HR intro call, I guess.
Yep.
Another thing about the onboarding or intro process at that national sales meeting, I got a really cool opportunity to sit down with Tim Gutwein, the owner and CEO of AgXplore. Just like talking to another person. It was an hour and a half of just really good conversations, some about AgXplore, a lot of it not. It was just a fun opportunity.
It's breakfast, right?
Yeah, we just sat, had a cup of coffee, and we ended up talking about old tractors, airplanes, and some about AgXplore, so it was just a really fun opportunity.
Yeah, and your interview process is a perfect example of how we really take time to get to know who we're bringing in. We think it's an interview both ways. We want you to fit into the company, and we want you to feel like this is a family and a home. And I think we made that evident throughout the interview process, right? So when you started in November?
November, that's right.
November of 23?
That's right.
So what's your past 6 months been like?
Just a lot of listening and learning. I want to observe how everyone works together. I want to know what everyone else knows. And if there's an area that I have expertise in, I want to share that. But I want to know kind of where we're at, how we got there.
So we threw you into the fire pretty quickly, right? We sent you to Florida.
Yes.
Yeah, and can you kind of go over row crop exchange?
Yeah, row crop exchange is something I'd never heard of before I was in this position. It's an opportunity, it's like speed dating between farmers and retailers and suppliers or manufacturers like AgXplore. It's quite literally the manufacturer, AgXplore, sitting at a table, and farmers or retailers come around and get to learn what AgXplore is and why we do what we do. And it's, like I said, it's like speed dating for farmers.
Yeah, no, you've had a very unique background, very unique interview process. But when I say unique, that's something we put time and effort towards every single person when they're coming into AgXplore, and it's been fun for you. You had a busy schedule at first. Like I said, we threw you into the fire, but you have a lot of potential on what you can do here. We're excited for you. And again, I'm Zach Bingman. This has been Westendorf. Thanks for joining.